Mastering Microbiology is a website that is supplied by the publisher for our textbook. And there's a couple of ways you can get there. You can go straight to the website, www.masteringmicrobiology.com, or you can link on it through our website. You can click either the picture or the words Mastering Microbiology, and it'll open up in a separate page. And when you first come to this site, you'll have to register. Right? So you click on Students, that's what you are. And then you need an access code. Now your access code will be supplied, I believe, in an envelope when you buy a new book. Right? So if you have a new book, there will be an envelope that says Mastering Microbiology, and inside there will be an access code. In that case, you click Yes, I have an access code, and it looks something like this. And then you simply fill it out. It's not the same as My Microbiology Place, right? And there's an access code to that in your book as well. If you bought a used book, or if you don't have a book, you can purchase access. Right? So then let's say we do that option. You go, no, I need to purchase an access. And we're using Tortora, Funk, and Case, Microbiology, and Introduction. And then you have two options. So you can buy it with the e-text. So if you don't have a textbook and you would like an e-text, which is an electronic version of the textbook, click on this one. It's a little bit cheaper than buying a textbook in the store. It has a lot of neat features which we'll talk about. The only caveat is you need to see it on a computer and you need internet access to read it. If you don't want the text, for example, you already have a book, you have a used book, you don't want a book, then you click on no thanks. In this case, you can buy just the access to the website, right? But you need to buy access. The price of the access to the website is $30, and at the minimum you need to buy access to the website. Otherwise, you won't be able to access the course. Then you need to sign up for a Pearson Education account, right, to be able to log into the website. And I recommend that you use your same username and password for your UH webmail. This way you won't mess it up. This way you won't forget, because sometimes we forget. We can forget our usernames, forget our passwords because there's so many of them. And then if you can't log into the site, you're going to miss out on all the points. Right? Once you do that, you'll be prompted for a course ID, which I'll give you and has been sent to you in the announcements. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning, and let's see what the website looks like. Okay, so to find your course, there'll be a little My Courses, but I think you'll just have the one. And we are find the course that you're at, and you'll see a number of things. These are upcoming assignments, so assignments that are upcoming, and here's a due date, right? So kind of keep an eye on that, and it'll show you which ones are the most recent, the ones that you should do in certain order, and you just click on that. And again, there's one assignment per module, and then there's this introduction to Mastering Microbiology. It's sort of an introduction to how this course works, or sorry, how this website works, and it's I believe 6 points. And because it's not part of our course, it's 6 bonus points, right? So you get some bonus points for doing that assignment. If there are any announcements, it'll be here, but I usually don't send announcements this way. I always send announcements through the Laulima way. Lots of other interesting options for you, including, let's see, the e-text is an electronic version of your textbook, right? And it'll look just like your textbook with a couple of neat little wrinkles, which I'll show you once the e-text. Alright, loading that ebook took a little bit longer than I thought, but you'll see the book. Oh, there it is. Okay, so there's your book, and you can, let's just fit the whole page so we can see. So there's your book, and it's a standard book, right? So it's organized into sections. Here's Fundamentals of Microbiology, and here's Chapter 1. And if you have the book, it comes with access to the e-text, right? So if you've already bought the book, a brand new book, you'll also get the e-text, right? So it's all over here. It's kind of neat because everything's linkable. So let's make it a little larger. If you're starting to read this, and here's microbes called microorganisms, that's a link, right? You can click that, and then that's the glossary item. It'll show you what that word means. Right? So it'll go into the glossary and it'll look it up for you, so you don't have to go and look it up yourself. Sometimes it refers to other chapters. Group includes bacteria. Oh, you can go to chapter 11, so it'll, boom, shuttle you off to chapter 11. and various other things, right? So it's neat like that because it's all hyperlinked. There's some other neat things you can do. There's a little note. So let's say you found this really interesting. You can put a little note and why is everything caps? I found this very interesting, right? And you can save that and then close that off. So after you're reading a book, you say, oh, here's a little note, and then you can double click on that and see what the little note says. Also, whenever you make a note, it puts it over here. So you have a note in page 2, and once you start collecting notes, you can go to all the different notes that you've made to yourself. You can highlight this book using this highlighter feature. Okay, so there you go. And it's just like a highlighter. Oops. It's just like a highlighter if you, again, find certain things that are very important that you'd like to highlight. There you go. It's all highlighted, right? So it's very much like a book. And a very neat feature about this book is that it's searchable. So let's say in your disease profile, you're doing something on tuberculosis. Right? You can search tuberculosis, and it'll go to not just not just the main section of tuberculosis, like the glossary will show you. It'll show you every occurrence of tuberculosis. Right? So here, you can find tuberculosis there where it's mentioned. That's probably not a good one to go to. It's mentioned over here on page 13, page 320, etc., etc., etc. Right? So you can go take any keyword you want and search through your ebook. All right, so a couple of other things I want to show you about the Mastering site are some resources. Go to the study area, and the study area has some neat tools for you to study, I guess, right? And that's why they call it a study area. Some neat things are this little pretest. Oh, by the way, you can take this little drop-down menu, go to whatever chapter it is that you're studying. But we'll start with chapter, and we'll go to chapter 2. Take a little pretest just to understand what it is you know, what it is you don't know, right? So you go through that, and then based on these answers, it'll make a personalized study plan for you. It says, oh, you're very strong in this area, not so strong in the other area. There's various tutoring sessions, including many of the animations that are on our website, on our La Lima site. Right? So you can go click through there. Some of them are interactive. They all have some sort of narration going through. There are activities that you can do. Right? So I recommend that you go through and click through this stuff. It's another way to get a look at the same material that you're getting in your lecture notes. And then finally, you can have multiple choice, fill in the blank, true, false quizzes at the end. And that's more summative. This is now, okay, after you've gone through it all, how much do you really know? How much do you really remember? Various reviews, various things that you can do to test yourself. Other things you can do, and I like this one here, is the flashcards. If you click on Study Tools, and then you click on flashcards, if you're a flashcards type person, this program can make flashcards for you. Right? So let's stick with the chapter 2. Right? But you can select whatever you want, and then you can build a deck either via term or definition. And you click on Go, and there you go. Electronic configuration, which we didn't do, but let's say we wanted to do this. Flip the card. There's your definition. Right? So you can go and do your flashcard thing. Click on Next, dehydration synthesis. So we need to know this one, right? So we know it's C condensation reaction. Oh, I guess you got to find condensation reaction. Atom, smallest unit of matter, and then you go on, so on and so forth, right? To find whatever it is you want. If there are certain cards, let's say electronic configuration, which we don't need, you can simply remove it. Hit remove card, it won't be in your deck anymore. Let's say you go to Atom, oh, I know the definition for this, you can remove that card, right? So then you're only working with the cards that you know or that you need to work on rather than always seeing the same cards. You can shuffle the deck around, right? Because you don't want to fall into this familiar order thing. So there's a lot of things to do here. So I encourage you to go look around the website, look around the whole mastering site, especially the study area, and look at all the various tools that you have. And we're all different learners. So you need to find out what works best for you, what study tools help you maximize your ability to get an A in this class.